Welcome back to the Process Podcast. We're glad to be back for another episode. We're sorry for the absence in our appearance, guys. It's been a lot going on, but we getting it together. We gonna be consistent with y'all, all that good stuff. And yeah, we have a guest on our podcast. Yeah. She's not really a guest, but this is Andi, guys. This is Eli's girlfriend.
Hi, Andi.
So you guys are gonna be seeing her more though. So we're not gonna really call her a guest, but we just gonna call her a guest. So yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
All right, not too much. Let's get this show on the road.
All right, fam. I got a lot.
Not
too much. On the road.
Let's get the show on the road, or let's get the show
on the road. On the road.
There they go.
Not on the road.
No, I was arguing.
I wasn't
a
arguing
genuine
either.
Questions. They always think we arguing. We just
like,
having a conversation. We can never converse.
Now you're ready to tag team, y'all. Okay, icebreaker of the podcast. What is the most basic thing that you are terrible at? First one, answering my phone.
Why you look at me?
D&D. That D&D be killing.
Yeah, Eli
too.
He off with that. Yo,
actually, myself.
I just don't like a D. I just don't like a D&D. I don't like D&D people.
I don't be on D&D. Not all the time.
Well, you just don't look at your
I'll be on D&D at church when I'm praying to God, and that's it. And school if I'm studying.
Where else do you go?
Nowhere.
Right.
I don't like feeling like. Because what if somebody really need me? So I don't like feeling
Call
like...
911. If we're in an emergency situation, if you can't call that button twice,
call Jesus.
Call on the Lord
twice.
And call
I
911.
don't got time to be calling you twice, bro. Take your phone off.
I be having to do that with you. Yes. Look at Andi about the air. I be having to do that with you.
Oh.
You don't have her on your favorites list so she can get through?
She is.
Not at church. Not even
my mom is on the church.
On the church? Yeah.
My mom
It's
is
just
on
his
that
mom.
one.
Oh.
That is so adorable.
No.
Sure, that'll spike some stuff after.
What's the
It'd
most...
be annoying though, because they be texting in the family group chat while I'm at church, and so my phone start going off.
Bro, oh my god, bro. These niggas be annoying in the group chat, bro.
In that remnant group chat?
No, in the Good Boys group chat. Forget the remnant group chat. No, forget the remnant group chat.
No, they like we be in church and they'll just be like, her butt fat. But they'll be like, she looked like she just was like they'll just say anything.
No,
like,
bro. I'll be reading the scripture and I'll get a text in my phone and be like, ew, he stink. And I'll be like, yo, oh my gosh. What's the most basic thing you're terrible at? Remembering.
Oh, that's me. That's wholeheartedly. I take that's wholeheartedly me.
That's definitely me too.
I remember what I want to remember. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought it was a question.
Yeah, I thought we were answering.
Yeah.
Oh, you can answer too. It's a threat though, but you can answer too if you want.
It's for me. It's responding to DMs on Instagram. Yeah, they're
Oh
all
my
blue.
gosh.
They all have blue dots.
Bro,
Really? That's
enter her DMs on Instagram, bro, and she has so many unread messages. It'd be blowing me.
See, I don't have none.
What?
I have honestly, I don't have any. I'm not that.
I
I
go be like,
always-
happy birthday. They say thank you. And that's the end of the conversation. Like, what do I say?
I mean, yeah,
That's me with
that's
iMessages. That's me with
not- that's
iMessages
not-
Yeah,
because
that's not bad.
I'm not. Let me see. If I look right now,
Like if you say if they say thank you to me, I'm not.
I have 914 unread iMessages.
Let me see.
I have 462.
Yeah, see,
I
that's
have
like.
335.
I just feel like if there's not, if there's not a need to respond, I just be like
that.
Like I just be like.
Yeah, here.
I got 254.
Okay.
So Loki, like drag on real quick. Do y'all believe?
How much you got, Indy?
Huh?
How much
I don't
you
have
got?
any.
She cut it off. She
Yeah.
can't see.
I have my phone
I
screen
didn't know you could do
edited
that.
so you can't see.
Oh, she's
So her
fancy,
stuff
guys.
is
She's
alright.
fancy.
So do y'all believe like like you know the little reactions on iMessage? Is that a response,
Bro.
Yes.
No.
It's
bro.
not a response.
No,
No, it's a reaction.
It's a reaction.
It's a reaction.
So
not
you
a
react
response.
and then you respond. You don't just laugh and then don't say nothing.
If somebody tells me some news, and I'm just like, right, and then I don't say nothing.
Or you emphasize something and just keep it moving, like
Right.
I don't know. I don't think.
Yes,
that's,
emphasizing is worse,
I think
bro.
it
Oh my
depends.
god.
I feel like people don't use
I feel like it
emphasizing
depends
right.
too, because
They
maybe if somebody
like yeah.
if somebody say on my way or come outside and you like the message,
that's cool.
like
Yeah, that's cool
maybe
because you about to see them.
But
That's
like,
cool.
Acknowledgement type thing.
but if you like guess what just happened and they question the message and not say what happened.
Okay, but that's not that bad. That's not that bad, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
really like, nigga, what you like, bro?
But then me personally, if I say, yo, guess what just happened? I'm waiting on you to say, what happened? What? So if you question my message, I'm be sick. Like, I'm be like,
build this suspense in the conversation.
no,
Immediately, I'm just like, never mind. And I feel like people be using the reactions wrong. Like, you be saying something and they emphasize it. I'm like, what are you emphasizing?
Yes.
Like, I don't know. And they hit like the thumbs up. Or they hit the heart for something they supposed to hit the thumbs up for. Like for me, thumbs up is just okay. Like got it, read it, cool. A heart is like, oh, that's so sweet.
Or if it's like a message that make you happy or something
right,
like that.
I be double tapping the crap out of them. Like, oh, that's so sweet. What are you emphasizing my message for when I said OMG? Like, the dog is blue. Like, why are you emphasizing that?
Well, I be using the emphasis just trying to get people's attention.
Oh, that too.
That or like if it's just something you simply agree
that's
with.
true.
Or it's something I agree with.
Yeah.
Like, OMG, like, I love French toast. I'm like,
Yeah.
The tap on the table is crazy.
yes, that's how you do it.
Guys, we have a live audience member today. His name is
Eli.
Ew, he ugly in the background.
Keep on responding and stuff. I keep looking back there.
It's not like Sharkeisha.
Yeah, guys, that's our cameraman Jerry. If we could like flip the camera and show him, then we would. But
Freddie.
he'll do that.
When Freddie would put the camera.
Sam would be like, all right, yo, not too much.
Eli, you got one you want to say before I continue?
What?
A basic thing you're
The
terrible at?
remembering thing, it hit me real bad. I be forgetting stuff.
Bro,
So
yes, you do.
easy. Bro, I forgot my bag at church 2 weeks in a row.
And then
He's been bothering me about some bag.
oh, but he bothered me like it's at my house, like it's not at your house.
He don't like
I asked him if he could bring it to me while I was at school, and he didn't respond. Well, he responded, but then he stopped responding.
No, because I
Bro, the
laughed
problem is he
because
didn't realize at the time I was in Randallstown. So he asked me to go back to my house, then back to Randallstown.
yes, last Sunday, Eli he getting out to go in his grandmother's house. I said, Eli, you got your bag? He was like, he made the sorriest face. Yo, I was rolled. He was like, can you go back to the church and get it? I wish I would go all the way back over Dundalk and go to the church.
You ain't asked me until we got there.
I wasn't thinking about your bag. Yo, why am I sitting here thinking about your bag? That's crazy.
It was just crazy how you reminded me.
No, because you moving my bag, so I'm like, where your book bag at? He ain't have it.
That's because I be asking Andrea to remind me of stuff because I know I'll forget. And she's really good at remembering stuff.
See, and sometimes I have Amari do that for me, but Amari be forgetting sometimes too. So I just be like,
if it's not in my,
I'll just be like,
I remember the big stuff.
right, stuff I'm
stuff
stuff I'm not supposed to remember. I don't remember.
He was trying to hype himself up.
I was about to. If it's something I want to remember, I'll remember. That's so bad. That's such a bad trait.
It is, and I don't
so
understand what it is.
I don't like it. My mother be like, you need to get checked
I
out.
said, I suck at making new friends.
Huh?
That's the most basic thing I'm
Oh
terrible
my
at.
gosh, that's true.
We was just that's all we've been talking about the last couple. That's all Andy been
I
talking
feel like
about.
I can make a new friend. I feel like it'd just be really
Part of it is like
awkward at
trauma,
first
and the
'cause
other
I
half
don't-
is like because of that trauma, I haven't had friends for a while, so I forgot how it works. You know, like it was easier in high school and earlier college.
Oh my god!
Forced to be
Why we laughing?
And then she gonna tap me.
That's
Why
John.
you back there cackling?
No, because I don't think she meant to. Wait.
No, what you mean she didn't mean to?
Because Amari whispered, that's so sad. And I just
You did say that. You did say that. I heard you say that.
I'm not sad yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Someone said the most basic thing I'm terrible at is choosing a good nigga.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
I feel like every girl feel like that.
I don't feel like that's that.
You know they
basic.
just-
Niggas be snakes.
You know that.
Sometimes.
Why we all look at him?
Making niggas look
I said some
Talking
niggas.
about like
He's speaking the truth. It's okay.
This is ironic. Somebody said being serious.
like that's all.
that's me.
Bro, that funeral.
That's to an extent.
That's really
Bro,
hard.
that
don't
funeral,
take me to no
bro.
funeral. Don't take me to no
Oh my
funeral.
god,
Oh my
Tobias'
gosh,
funeral, bro,
my
killed me,
uncle
bro.
died.
Oh my
and
god.
my cousin was like,
Wait,
your brother's holding
wait.
the casket. And you know that video with the Africans, they were carrying the casket and it flipped
it
over and they're like,
fell.
Brother Bernard. You know, my cousin said that. And she was like, that's what my brother. I started crying because I was the only one close to him. But it was just like, why would you make that joke? And I just met you yesterday. Because my family's huge.
Bro,
That-
y'all
see-
both is look at them. Look at them.
Damn, bro, they need help.
No, but that was me with my house. No, because that was me with my house caught on fire. I'm trying to be.
It definitely did.
I was trying to be so serious every time. Like, y'all, my house caught on fire, like burnt to smithereens. Like it blew up. Like
No, it did not.
it burned all the way down in 2022, and I tried every time I try to tell the story that I would be like, yeah, my house caught on fire, and everybody start laughing because they think I'm playing, and
I was
I'm
crying.
so serious. I told Andy the whole story, and Andy was the only one that cried.
It was about Israel.
Here go Eli.
Snake.
Here go Eli. Same night. I just think you should still come to Bible study. I feel like remember we had friend group Bible study.
bro.
Eli like I was so
we
pissed.
did?
Eli
That's how I was trying to get you to
I just
come.
feel like the enemy is trying to get to you. The only clothes I had was the clothes and drawers on my back. This nigga talking about Bible study. I didn't give a piss about no Bible study. Like, yo.
Yeah, it's bad with me. Like, I almost got kicked out my dad. Did I ever tell you I almost got kicked out my dad's wedding?
Oh my god.
This is what happened.
Well,
So
I couldn't have been there with her.
No, sorry.
we were at the rehearsal dinner or whatever. Like, well, we had just rehearsed and then we went to dinner. So technically not a rehearsal dinner, but
Like,
we were at Olive Garden. Jasmine had left out. We were all eating. Jasmine had left out for a little while. Like she was gone for a good bop. She came back. Mind you, it was like 6 days before the wedding. She came back like her face was like, my father was like, what's wrong? What's going on? She was like, my hairstylist died. And I said, I tried my hardest not to laugh, but the guy George stood next to me. He said, so I started busting out laughing, and everybody looked at me, and I was just like, I'm sorry, it's not funny. And y'all already knew. They thought I was like the worst stepdaughter in
glad I
the
wasn't
world.
there.
They was like, I was like.
I'm glad I wasn't
oh
there.
my god, I want to tell
would've
the
been
story, but I
gone.
can't because my
hairstylist
coworkers
was-
And it was so bad because my dad was like, can you get the money back? And she was like, how, Brandon? He's dead.
Yo, that's
that is
I was like, oh my gosh.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And I felt so bad because it was like, it wasn't even like because he did, because first I said, and then he did. And so I said, I laughed out loud and I really didn't mean to. And I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't
Not
mean
chromatic
to.
laughing. That is crazy.
It's that smirk that'll just set the
Yeah.
whole
I gotta stop.
One
Listen,
look.
grandma.
You're not
It'll
supposed
set
to laugh.
yo, but they the best ones. I don't care what nobody
yo,
says.
that's the best
They
laugh.
the best. That was I ain't gonna lie when that was years ago when Kobe died and Jerry was sick and
Who's Kobe?
Jerry
Brian.
Brian.
No, wait. No, Jerry. We in church. It happened while we was in church. We about to get up and dance. This Jerry looking at his phone, open his mouth. He just start crying. So then Saya, and the Saya sitting there like sitting there, yo. So then I'm already start rolling. So then Jerry ran out the room. So then Pastor like, and that's why you shouldn't be on your phone in church. It was so funny. I was rolling. Then I'm trying to talk Jerry. We about to get up and dance. Jerry was like, I don't want to dance no more. I was like, I'm looking at Jerry. Do it for Kobe. I'm like, Jerry, do it for Kobe.
This
He
nigga
got up there
Kyle.
and dance, start crying.
This nigga Kyle came back a week later and started making Kobe Bryant jokes, bro. Like I was
I
like,
did.
yo.
The Kobe jokes
Gonna
be
get
funny.
canceled.
God forgive you. The Kobe jokes be funny though. I don't care.
Wow.
Goodness.
Bro, oh my god. Someone said nothing. I'm perfect at everything I do.
Period.
Anyways.
That's Amari. All right, I wasn't trying
It's
to.
okay. It's me too.
Okay, twin.
Where have you been?
Remembering names. I'm good with names.
I'm good with names.
good with
too.
names,
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm
I'm
pretty good
not
with names.
good with like.
I'm pretty good with names.
It's not that they don't know names. It's that they can't. Their brain won't get on the correct name. Amari, Lachey. I mean,
Yes.
God, I mean, either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
You know
about.
I'm talking about you.
But do I? You said that many names. Like, do I
You
really
don't
know
know who you're talking to.
All right, let's
When my
yeah,
grandma
my
first
aunt
came to the
on
United
here.
States, she would call me and my brother boy and girl.
Boy, get over here.
Y'all pronouns is crazy.
For like a year.
The pronouns is
And she
crazy.
would snap at us too, like,
But I do that too. But I think you do that like when you're more so serious, like boy,
that was
come
every
here,
day.
girl,
Right.
come here. Like,
Boy,
that's-
watch them dishes, yo. That's crazy. That's like slave talk.
Bro, I watched my manager snap at this one elderly. I think it was an elderly lady. He was like, "Hello, hello." Trying to get him to come to the lot. I was like,
I did that too, an ex-girlfriend before, and I got cussed.
for real?
She aired me out
As
for
she
a
should.
because she walking and I'm talking and she wasn't listening to me. So I was like, hello, like, I was snapping real hard. She said,
I know she turned around.
She turned.
Quick.
Don't you ever snap at me? I'm like, all right.
But
She had me backed up like this, like dang.
the first time you do it, it'd be so innocent though, because like it's
Yeah,
a
like,
really
it's
good way to
hey,
get
like,
attention.
I'm trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like the
Yeah.
multiple snaps, like that's crazy.
That's because that's stuff you do.
Nah, I
to
would
it.
have turned around with a fist in your face.
That is kind of disrespectful now that I think about it.
Yeah, because
The
it's
most-
like, it's like what you do to animals.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt me.
Dang.
The most the most basic thing you're terrible at. Comforting sad people. I feel like I'm
good at that.
I don't know. I feel like we
I
can
know
laugh.
people who are bad at it. Like my
I'm not bad at that.
not necessarily bad, but they just don't be knowing what to do because like
That be me sometimes. Like you start crying, I think I'm just gonna look at you a little bit. Like one time, no,
That was crazy.
because this. I feel like I'm better with it, but one time my friend Micah, she's probably never gonna watch this, but my friend Micah, I was driving her to school, like I was driving us to school rather, and she was in the car. It was early. It was 7 a.m. and she was going through something. I don't know what it was, but she ended up like crying in the car, and I kind of just like sat there. Like me and my friends, like we're not physical touch people, so I can't really like. Do you want to hug? Like we're
Yeah.
not. So I'm like, I just sat there with her. Like we just sat in the car. I mean, it's not like I got out the car. We just kind of just sat in the car while she cried. Like I gave her like a tissue, like from the glove compartment. Like I don't know. Like, but now I'm like, do you need a hug? Like how can I help you or
Awkward
something?
when it happens out of random? Like it's like kind of like
You
what,
was just driving
Random
to
is
school.
crazy,
like
bro.
what do you do? Like obviously you can be there for them, but it's like
I don't know.
See, that
My
random
thing
stuff
is
is
my
just
my thing is quality time. So I guess just being there is how I show that I care. But I guess just this, I don't know. I gotta start asking like, how can I help you in this moment?
Bro, that random stuff be throwing me off, bro.
Cause I'd be like, no. But if a random person start crying, I'm literally just gonna look at you. Like, why
it
are you
can't be
crying?
no random.
random person.
If a random person starts crying, I look at them. Like, what reason do you have to cry right
I
now?
don't really like.
It's not church. If it's not, it's
Are you
outside
saying
of a
something?
church setting.
Oh yeah,
This is
I'm
why you
not
should
like
take this
I'm not
off,
going up
'cause it
to.
looks
Would you
dumb.
stop? Would you?
What?
Read the next part of the before you make me
I'm
mad.
saying like if I see somebody like sad
Thank you.
in the face,
Cause you
and I
look
don't know
dumb.
them,
You the only one with them on. Oh, Andy got them on. Y'all know y'all can't hear.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
can.
Look at you. What's the most basic thing you're terrible at? Actually calling back when I get home.
Oh, baby, I do not do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I've
bro.
gotten
That-
better.
I'm not bad.
That and text me when you get home. Oh,
Now
Wow.
I'm bad at that. My mom has aired me out so many times. Like, even if I'm going to your house, if I'm going to even any one of y'all house, I'll tell them. She will tell me, call me when you get there, and then she'll call me the next morning pissed. Like she'll be like, "You didn't call me like you said you would." Like she'll be mad. So I'm pretty
I
bad
forget.
at that.
Once
too.
them tunes get going and I got music in my head and I'm
Yeah,
singing
I just-
my
yeah,
concert in my
forget.
car,
And then-
I'm talking to some, I don't remember to text you when I
Especially
get
if
to
I'm
my
if
destination.
I'm excited to go to a certain place, I'm definitely gonna
Yes.
think about it. Like
Not
so, it's
thinking
like
about it.
it's like the last thing in the back of my mind.
Just
Like
leave my brain.
yeah,
It'd be annoying too when that happens.
Or if I'm running late, like no.
Right,
I
yeah.
gotta just get there. I'm not gonna text you when I get there. I'm sorry. I'd be like, okay, each time.
Okay, all right. That was a thread. It was a light thread. It was a light thread. I'm ready to get into the actual questions of the pod. A little spiritual today. Girl, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
look, she goes to her Bible.
Yes. The first one, I feel like we got this question a lot during like COVID times, but why does God allow evil and pain? Like, which y'all, I feel like we got a lot of that question during like COVID.
What's
time.
the scripture? I was afflicted for something. It was good that I was afflicted or something.
yeah.
Is that a scripture?
It is. I was good that it was.
Was that a church saying?
Afflicted for your transgressions. Is that it?
Basically, it's basically saying like it's good that you went through this thing because now you can be more grateful about it. Like it's good that I don't know. I'm thankful that I went through heartbreak because now I know that he's a heart fixer or a healer. I'm thankful that I went through a season of being alone because now I know that he's a comforter.
So me.
And I love that. You know, it's funny because Andy was just talking about how important testimonies are, and when you go through things, and how when you go through things, like you're literally your testimony is for somebody, and I believe that's part of the reason why God puts us through certain things. And that question was so on time because I'm reading Job right now. Okay, like if you know, like if y'all read Job, like this nigga going through it, like, and he's sitting here and he doesn't realize what he really went through it. Like, and I'm sitting here and I was getting, I'm not gonna lie, I was being very impatient reading it because I felt like it was repetitive. It's so repetitive. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like he's fussing at the friends. I think
around
him.
chapter 12 was when it starts getting really repetitive.
Yeah, and then 20 is when it finally 20 and 21 is when. Like
it breaks
30.
through, but I'm gonna say it looks like 30
around
something.
30. That's when it finally starts. The guy starts talking some sense into Job, and then like you look and and Job is like, he like, yo, like like what am I doing? I'm perfect. Like I'm this, all that in a bag of chips.
Joe was
and he really
dramatic. I mean,
he
was
He lost all his stuff.
He like what?
He lost all his
sorry,
stuff.
I get it. But like the things he was saying, oh Father, like I wish I was never even placed in the womb of my mother.
Like,
I wish
the day I was born.
I was born. I wish I was just like
He did
left to the
drag.
seas
Yes, he
or
did.
he was chat. First of all, I actually did like a little Sunday morning thing about Job because I didn't know he was doing all of that, and I didn't know he was saying. I didn't know Job was that long.
Yes.
What we were taught in Bible study was
42
Job lost his stuff.
I think.
I thought Job lost his stuff, but he was still a righteous man. He was still praising God, and God gave him double. That's not at all what happened. Like Job lost his stuff, he was still a righteous man. The devil said, oh, "Okay, I'm gonna take everything," and then he was going through all the stuff with his body. He lost all his wife, his kid. Did he lose his wife?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Wait,
he lost his wife, his
I think his
kids.
wife, did his wife like walk away or something
She was like,
that?
curse your God.
Oh no, yeah,
Curse
she
your
cursed. She said,
God.
"Curse." Yeah.
But like then he was like,
oh,
then his friends started talking sense to him. He was eating them up.
Yes.
He was eating his friends
He
up.
was, because I didn't like the
his
friends
friends
thought
up.
because they were older than him, they were wiser. That's why I'm glad.
Yes.
Oh, that
Elihu-
the last guy.
Elihu, I'm glad he came around and talked some
Big
sense
E.
because he was like, your friend's wrong and you wrong too. You arrogant as piss. He
It
said
was
it.
about accountability. I remember.
I love it,
remember.
bro. I
It was
love
like,
Job.
Like, are you the friend that holds your other friends accountable, or do you have friends in your corner that hold you accountable?
Yes, and I love it. I love having accountability partners.
God
It's so
was like,
important.
"Who are you?" I'm pretty sure you weren't there. You weren't even an angel when the skies were created. I said, "Ooh, God was eating him up." I said, "Ooh, Jesus, you right, Lord."
And that's really crazy because he was sitting there like,
foundations of the earth.
yeah, he really kept pleading that case to God. Kept saying, yo, well, what I do? Like, he was really going in.
Oh, I wanted to say that reminds me of what my dad was literally preaching about last night. Jesus said, in this world you will have trouble, right? But fear not, because I've overcome the world. And people just ignore that.
good.
They don't want to believe that they're in a world with sin, right? And of course, if you're not following... hold on. Well, if you're not following Jesus, your life is not going to go right? But let's say if it was like a situation, like a death or something, right? You can't just go to God and be like, yeah, I'm praying to you and I'm asking you for this and that. I don't really think he's gonna honor that if you're not following him. You're seeing him as some type of genie, right?
Right.
You know?
And that's the problem.
Songs I heard.
A lot of people think that they can go to God when they want something, but they don't have to follow the word. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of like, it's kind of like going to your parents and asking them for money every time you want something, but you don't do nothing in the house.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna. It's like, how are you gonna ask God for something like you didn't even talk to him at all this week?
Yeah.
And because you need a car or you want to get a house, you want to get a new job, or your family member passed away. Now you're here. Oh Lord, please do it. Like, no, you weren't talking to me. Like, he's gracious enough to honor some of our requests, but like it depends.
I think that's the
depends.
thing that we struggle with. Like, well, not struggle with, but the love that God has for us is so great that even when we're literally prostituting Him, He loves us enough to even give us what we're asking for. Even when we're going to Him, and He knows, like, after I give her this thing, she about to go away, or he about to go do what he got to do. He's not gonna pray to me after it, but He loves us so much that He like gives us grace. He gives us mercy. Literally, we see new mercies every single day because He has literally the greatest love for us, and it's something that we literally cannot fathom. Like, I can't fathom somebody literally. I get annoyed. People get annoyed. They talk about friends who only come to you when they need something all the time, but to be there and listen each and every time, still honor what you're asking for each and every time. Like, even when He knows you're going to turn your back on Him, He still is there for you. And I think that type of love that He has for us is so great. And I'm so thankful for His love.
Bro, sometimes it be pissing me off, bro. Like, I'll fall short, and then I'll wake up the next morning. I'll be like mad.
He eats himself up, like he tear, and it's good because I remember Lejeune was telling me, like I was telling Lejeune something, and she was like, "Well, it's a good thing that you feel conviction because some people don't. Some people really don't, and I would be scared if I didn't.
That's a scarier part. Honestly.
That's scary.
I was just saying this morning, Kai. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying that's the difference between struggling and being in sin. Between struggling and being in sin, just being in sin is like no conviction. You're just having fun, doing whatever you want. But struggling is like you fall short, then you feel convicted. It's like it tends to turn into a cycle.
Yeah.
But I think that we should, as new believers, or not new believers, but like growing in Christ, always remember that God forgives us of our sins every single day. It's a sea of forgetfulness that He throws them into. So although the conviction is good, we shouldn't carry the spirit of guilt on us because we messed up.
That's good.
Because we always
You struggle with that real bad.
Bro, so
Thank God.
bad.
No, because
I would be at work. I would be at work angry. Like the next day after something happened, I'd be angry, and I was like, this isn't. It was one day it hit me. I was like, this isn't like right. And like, so when it happens, the moment I ask for forgiveness, I'd be cool because I was like, He forgets about it. So why should I even keep remembering about it? Because like I've been forgiven. His blood covered it. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's good to have the balance between feeling convicted, but also knowing that He forgave us. That's what Jesus is here for. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, God forgave me anyway, whatever. I'm going to just do what I did and like new day. No, repent, turn away, whatever. But also there are going to be times we're not human. I mean, we're not human. We're not perfect. We are human, but we have to strive to be like Him. So we are going to mess up, but we can't carry that guilt on us because the guilt will weigh on you. Like it'll cause you to shut down. Yeah. It'll cause you to, I'm not perfect. Like, yeah, duh. Like He knows that. He knows who you are better than you know who you are. He literally knows the amount of hairs that you have on your head. So you shouldn't carry that guilt with you, but also feel good that you feel convicted because the conviction is there to jerk you back on the right path.
Right. I think it's an interesting dynamic between our contemplation of God's forgetfulness amongst our own contemplation of our own self-forgiveness. Because a lot of times I think it's hard as Christians to kind of go back and forth between, like she said, feeling conviction while also maintaining the idea that God has forgiven us. So it's like, I think probably one of the harder things when you start to fully understand things like spiritual warfare and just the spirit realm in general, and even the Holy Spirit itself is just kind of like not debating, but going back and forth between, hey, I understand I was wrong, and feeling that conviction, whilst also understanding that God is extremely forgiving, and that stems from His love. So I think it's kind of a balancing act when it comes to Christianity, especially like when you start learning all the stuff that actually kind of goes on and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think for me, I just don't want to be that type of person that like messes up, and then I don't want to be that type. Like Lejay said, you shouldn't be where it's you mess up. You like, you gonna forgive me? I just mess up whenever I want. Like you shouldn't be like that. And I don't want to be like that because
that's not fearing God.
It's not. It's
disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful, and it's like I had to think of it because I'm not even gonna lie. Like, and I'm gonna be mad transparent. I kind of used to think of it that way. Right. Like I would be like, he gonna forgive me anyway, so I could just keep doing what I'm doing. Like, or if I pray about it, and maybe if I read this part of the word, like it'll be cool. But then, like I started thinking about it, like, well, I don't like when that's done to me. So what makes it think that I can do it to him, and he's the one that gives me life every day? So it's like it's stuff you gotta really think about.
Bro, I was watching this one dude on TikTok. You can barely hear me. I was watching this one dude on TikTok, and he was talking about how the road to falling is just as bad as falling itself. Like the road, like you're here, and then the thought happens. The thought of, oh, I could do this, or that, and then you're leading down to it. Like the whatever the trail is that you take to get to here, which is having fallen, and it's just like I feel like God's been bringing me to a place of discipline because I feel like, I'm gonna be transparent, I feel like I've like lacked that in a lot of areas of my life personally, and I'm just really happy that he's like revealed that to me because the stopping sin starts here, because if you can stop the thought, then you can stop the downfall.
That's good.
That's so true. Good. I say kind of really
that's
good.
That's really good.
Yeah, bro, I was watching the video, bro.
So a man think of so is he.
His name is Billy.
Yes, bro. His name is Billy.
What's his name?
Hold on. His name is Billy. Like it's just straight Billy. Like on TikTok.
He white or black?
He's black. Black dude with locks.
He has locks and braces.
Yes, bro. That nigga.
Shout out Billy, I guess.
Right.
Shout out Billy.
That was good. Wow,
bro.
Right. You want to sponsor us, Billy?
That's.
I'm gonna find him.
Oh, Billy Christian.
Link in the description.
Link in the description is crazy. Nah, we'll probably find that TikTok and put it down for y'all.
We will. This next one, it's like someone had like a story because they were like struggling. I don't know if I'm gonna read all of it, but someone said, I really do want to become a Christian and to find Jesus, but I can't bring myself over the hump. Whenever something seems so blatantly described in the Bible, it goes against societal norms. And the only answers I get are either blatantly misinterpret the text, or it's just because that's how the law was back then. Lots of passages in Timothy I get hung up on. Women should be submissive and silent in church. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That couldn't be.
That and I was like, nope.
Yeah, but it's so different. Like, that couldn't be more clear. Yet people say, oh, well, this is a story about a woman who wouldn't stop talking in church. Okay, then say that, not a blanket statement. Or how about passages about stoning gays? That's just how God wanted it in the first place. I get that Jesus came and died for our sins and stuff, but why is it in the book? I've heard the passage about in Ezekiel, why it's so graphic. He said, why can't God speak in riddles instead of being so graphic within the Bible? That's first and foremost. He said, at what point during interpretation does the book lose all its meaning? I think he's basically saying, like, the question was, how do I interpret the Bible? Like, I guess he's like a newly found Christian. He's struggling to find out how best to interpret the Bible because he doesn't want to take it too literally because, the Old Testament is like, you don't want to take that too literally, whilst also maintaining the meaning of it because it's a clear thing, like, oh, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah. So
I think he's trying to figure out how to interpret the Bible. Like, he's a newfound Christian, doesn't know,
That's very interesting because it's easier said than done to say there's many different translations, but people I have coworkers. I was rapping with my coworker and she wasn't disrespectful or nothing like that, but she was like, I just don't know if I can get with the Bible. Like, there's too many translations for me to sit there and try to believe. Like, it was rewritten too many different times and and a lot of people feel that way. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I couldn't even back it up. I was like, I didn't know what to say. Like,
the only thing I can start with is when you're witnessing to somebody that doesn't understand or they're trying to, you personally, you have to ask the Holy Spirit to guide you. You know why Jesus was talking in riddles? Because if he was to do it in the way that he understood it, he knew that they were thinking from their natural understanding.
Right.
So he had to bring it down to them, right? To something as simple as, oh, what's a good parable? The 10 virgins, the lost son, all of that. And I actually saw a video saying that Jesus Christ's second coming is actually the tradition of when a bride would be brought to her groom. And the parallels is amazing. But yeah, back to what I was saying. You have to ask for the Holy Spirit's help. Like, as a newfound Christian, you have to make sure your intentions are good. And then if they're coming to you saying, what do I do? Then ask them to do the sinner's prayer and then ask for the Holy Spirit, get them baptized, give them the gospel, right? Before they get into that deep stuff. Because you need to know the fundamentals. You can't just try to understand God.
I mean, honest, I feel like a newfound Christian should head to the Gospels of the Bible first.
I've seen
if I'm being honest.
I've seen a lot of TikToks about that.
And I'm not even, this is my first time ever thinking about this. Because I feel like it's much better to learn about God's love first than reading about, all the 10 Commandments and, what I should not do, all of what I should not do. Because then you'll start to look at the Bible and relationship with God as a rule book.
Yeah.
And we'll look at it as he loves you and just wants to have a relationship with you.
To answer the question was about the Bible or interpreting it. I would just say pray.
Yeah.
God will speak to you.
Exactly.
Ask for wisdom. It literally says to ask for wisdom and he will grant it to you. Secondly, I don't know if I agree. Not agree, but I guess you said the what'd you say? The Gospels is where God's love is shown.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that's not that's only where it's shown.
No, I'm saying, but I feel like throughout the whole Bible, His love is so great. And even if you're not
the Bible
starting,
is literally about God's love.
Yeah, even if you're not, I'm not saying that that's the only part that you were saying, but I'm saying even when you go to the Old Testament and you're reading about the Israelites, even the commandments were so that they wouldn't perish. The commandments was him showing his love. I want you to do this so that you don't live in damnation. I feel like, especially for me, getting into the Bible, I started from Genesis. And,
I did too.
And I've read the whole entire Bible now. And I'm I read the whole entire Bible. And I'm rereading stuff. But from Genesis on down, you will see, I think for me, seeing that these people that God was talking to are literally just like you stressed me out. You know how pissed off I was at the Israelites that whole time? I'm like, what are y'all doing? God is giving you this and this and this, and you still complaining and you still turning back and you da-da-da-da. And then it hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. That's literally me. And then he literally gave them chance after chance after chance. Jesus. But there are times where he didn't speak to them and stuff like that. But it's dang, he still kept his promises. He still loved me this much. Even though Old Testament God was a thug, he wasn't playing with them people. One wrong move and you was done. Oh my gosh, what's that story with the prophet? I got a lot of stories, but with the prophet, not a lot of stories there in the Bible. I digress. The prophet had went to the land. God told the prophet, hey, go to this land, tell these people this thing, and come back. Don't stop. Do not collect $500. Don't go, you know what I mean? Don't do too much. Go tell these people what I'm telling you to tell them and come back home. He was going back home. He went to tell them he was going back home. Another man came up to him and was like, hey, I'm a prophet. The Lord told me to feed you. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. He went to that man's house. He left. While he was leaving, I think, a lion came and ate him.
Dang.
I was sad, ooh.
That's crazy.
Ooh. God was not playing in the Old Testament. It's not. But it shows you how great his love is for you from him going like, okay, whatever, to him being like, let me come down in human form and send my son so that these things, because these people keep messing up. So let me send a net to grab them so that they know. I don't know. For me, just start reading. Pray, read, and pray. Pray, ask him where you should start reading. Pray, ask him which for me, I would go to different translations. Yeah. Not that they're saying different things, because they're saying the general same thing, but like the wording for different things will help me have a better understanding of it. So I said all that to say. Pray.
I was saying, so in response to what you said, I was saying like they should go to the Gospels first, because I feel like the Gospel would show you his love like the easiest, like it would be the easiest to interpret.
It wouldn't be so aggressive.
Yeah, because the Old Testament, yes, like throughout the, not even just in the Old Testament, throughout the entire Bible, yes, you can see God's love. I'm not saying that you can't, but I'm just saying I feel like it's easiest to see like through someone who's new to being in relationship with God. I feel like the easiest way to see it would be through the Gospels.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm so sorry.
No,
or it just, if I'm being honest, it depends on to what the Lord reveals to them. Because I could get a completely different revelation than you would.
No, I definitely agree. I'm with yes, it's okay. No, it's not. It's okay. No, it's good. Cameraman got it. Chill. Yes. But no, like Leger was saying, literally pray. I learned what I've recently learned, because it's been happening to me, is that God will not only show you when you pray, but he'll reveal it to you in different ways. He'll show you through other people. So like a lot of the time, like if I'm going through something, Amari be like right on time with it. Like if I'm talking to Amari about something, Amari be like, you know what, that's crazy because I just was reading blah 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 blah. Or Amari will be like, I just was studying blah blah blah, and I feel like this is for you, Kai. Or like I'll hear it. You might hear it in a message from your pastor, like literally what you're going through. There's been so many times where Amari and I, or Amari, Eli, I will be talking about something, and our pastor will preach the same sermon the same week, and we'll be like all texting like, yo, and I love it. It feels good because you be like, yo, we was just talking about this, like, oh my god, da, 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 da. Like it's crazy. No, you good. And then like I also learned too, dreams. Like what I learned, so he'll show you in dreams. So like recently, I've been getting a lot of dreams from God, like, and it's been weird stuff, different things. So what I learned was now the Lord kind of wakes me up. Every night I learned that in between the times of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. are the bewitching hours. And in between those times, the Lord wakes me up every night and I get up and pray. Even if it's something quick or whispering something sweet to him, I'll get up and pray every night. But now if I have a dream, I'll go on my notes and I'll write it down. And then when I wake up later, I'll pray and I'll ask God to provide me with the interpretation or the meaning of the dream and what it meant and stuff. So he'll reveal it in different ways. So just kind of like, be aware, make sure you don't have things that are like kind of tempering your discernment and things of that sort, and just kind of pay attention.
I agree. I feel like personally, again, I think it all depends on either where the Holy Spirit leads you or where you feel most comfortable at. Mm-hmm. I feel like personally, answering that base question, I personally would just start in Genesis. I'm not saying you got to go to Exodus, even though it would make sense. But I'm not saying you got to go to Exodus. But I personally would start in Genesis just because I think understanding God as the creator first.
In the beginning and how he built
I think understanding that and then understanding the placement of everybody would benefit you. And then obviously you can go from there. But I think going to Genesis first, just understanding God as the creator, and then God, He deals punishment, but in Genesis, it's really all about like creation and then a little bit of, family trees and stuff like that. But I would recommend starting there first and then kind of going from there.
I think that I started in Exodus.
Started in Exodus?
Yeah, I think I started in Exodus. I haven't read.
That's interesting.
I haven't read all of Genesis.
See, when I really wanted to get into the Bible, I went to a. It was a lot. It was literally a lot because I went to Amari and I was like, yo, I want to read something, but I don't like reading by myself. So I was like, let's read something together so we can talk about it. And Amari be like, all right, let's start in Genesis. We're gonna read 1 through 10 this day, and then we're gonna come back, and that's how we did it. And like Genesis was like
1 through 10 chapters.
Yeah.
A day.
Yeah, like he would do, like he would like read
not
1
a day.
I'm just saying, or he would like throughout, like a week.
Throughout
the week. So like Monday he'll text me, we're gonna do 1 through 10 throughout this week, and we'll come back like Friday and talk about it. Like, and it was like it was pretty cool. Like Genesis was pretty cool. Like Lil J was saying, it's just a lot of family ish going on. You know what?
Yeah, this is the bloodline of.
Yeah, that's
There's a bunch
that
of
part
names
gets
you
the bottom.
don't know. I'm like, what?
The Old Testament can get really confusing.
I love
Old
that.
Testament had me on the edge of my seat the whole entire time.
It's
I
like
was
it's like a
reading it.
TV show.
The
yo.
New Testament when they was talking, the Gospels when Jesus was on earth, I could not stop laughing. That man is so funny. He's so funny.
1 second while we handle these technical difficulties. Okay, guys, we're back. We had a little technical difficulty, but we're good. We're back, and we're about to continue.
Okay, this next person had a question about forgiveness. Hi, I just wanted to ask about forgiveness. I forgave someone already who betrayed my trust and used and manipulated me. He used God's name just to protect his own business. Sometimes I can't help myself having hatred towards him most of the time when I still feel the pain and hurt he caused. Is it still real forgiveness when you still feel the pain?
You said, is it still
real
Is it
forgiveness?
Still real
Forgiveness when you still feel the pain of it.
So I feel like for God, because he has the ability to forget so that he can like forgive. Well, no, not so that he can forgive, but I don't know why. I have to read that so I can get revelation on why he forgets.
Forgiveness is a spectrum. You can forgive someone and then you can remember and then it hurts
Still be
again.
hurt,
But every
yeah.
time you remember, every time you feel the pain, forgive again. I can't see. There's no.
I love the way you put that.
There's no. Forgiveness is someone hurt you. It's like healing. It's like dealing with healing is a process.
There's
it's
no
not
time
something.
It's a process.
Like someone you could think you're over something, and it could be 5-10 years later, and something can be brought up, and you be like, and you feel it again. It's not something that's one
so
and
true.
done. So when you when you feel hurt again, forgive again, and keep it pushing.
So you can't be. You're saying like you can't be. So you're saying you can't be hurt and have forgave them. Like you're saying like you have as when you feel hurt, you have to forgive them again.
When you no, so you can have forgave someone, but if it's still affecting you, then the forgiveness low key. Like you're still
Like you
upset.
did,
Yeah.
So
So
like
you've forgiven them, but you're still like in pain over the situation.
I'm saying when you feel the hurt again, forgive again, because
I like that.
that can burden you.
Yeah.
Like that can bring a burden on you. Not that saying that you can't forgive them, but
You're saying like if it come back up and then you're hurt in that moment and then you like, nah, I'll be alright. Like I'm gonna forget it. Like you
because
should.
if you dwell on that hurt
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I forgave them already. Like no, you're
Right.
hurt. It's gonna stay inside you. It's gonna dwell. It's gonna develop. It's gonna stir. So you have to forgive. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you.
Yeah.
The other person
think
is
it's for
sleeping
both.
at it. It's for you.
She got it like.
But you know, see, that's how that thing, you know, Jordan in her absence, Jordan was just telling me not that long ago how hurt people, mm-hmm. And that's so true. Like, I think it's so like she was saying.
We get it. Your girlfriend is not here. It's okay. You'll be okay.
That's not why I was laughing.
Oh, I thought you were crying.
I wasn't crying, sweetie.
No, but like literally no. Like I like the way you put that because it doesn't only affect you, but like what if you are in her sense? What if she is involved with somebody else and it comes back up and she's affected by it, and then she starts treating this person as such because she's affected by what that person has done, and I don't think that's not fair.
It's not fair.
Hurt people really do hurt people.
I saw a quote. I think it was like, the most painful thing is meeting somebody new and dealing with their old. And I definitely completely agree with that. I think it's, even though I think some things like kind of relatively, I don't want to say have a permanent effect, even though I think some things obviously have a long lasting effect, I think the worst thing you can do
Oh my god.
the worst thing you could do to somebody is allow your new situation to be affected by your old issues.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And as soon as your old issues start coming up, you start allowing the new situation to become the old situation, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. We only laughing because our cameraman enjoying this a little too much.
He's enjoying this way
he
too
What'll
much,
end
bro.
up happening-
Sorry, y'all. They preaching facts over here.
What'll end up happening is while you're in a new situation, you'll just like you said, like you'll just be responding like.
That was my prayer alarm going off. Chill. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You'll end up responding to situations in the new situation as though you were in the old bad situation that hurt you.
And then it'll be a cycle. You're hurting somebody else, and then they'll do that to somebody else, and they'll do that to somebody else, and you're just creating something that doesn't need to be.
Okay. Question actually. Do you guys think you can be in a healthy relationship without being fully healed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Oh no, you go. I was actually about to talk about y'all too. So
Yeah,
like,
I
who
was
am I to
gonna
talk? Who am
say-
I? Who am I to
say-
talk about y'all? I was actually about to use y'all as an example.
Okay. Wait, can you say it again, please?
I was.
he said, do you think you can be in a healthy relationship without being fully healed?
Yeah. The relationship I came out of, I was healed enough to where it didn't like bleed onto him like in a very bad way, you know. But I definitely think that God sent Elijah in my life because oh my gosh. Don't be gay. God
She crying and throwing up.
Bro.
We definitely like helped each other out a lot.
Yeah.
And like he showed me how to like love myself again, that I was more than just a body, that I was a person. You know.
That's so sweet, bro. That's so sweet. That's so
Good for
sweet.
you.
I love that. That's so sweet, bro.
Bro, that's Did he throw his phone?
Yes.
Yo,
He crying. Everybody crying and throwing up.
Because
bro. I feel like honestly though, I feel like I do agree. Yeah, you can. Anyways,
You so petty. That was so petty.
no, it's not much though. I just feel like I do agree. Yes, you can. I just think it also depends on the person you're with, because I think now is when you start.
what are you saying? The person who's hurt or the person who's like?
Not
I'm saying the person who's. I think the person who's hurt has to be careful who they're with though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
depending, and I think also, like I said, I do agree. Yes, you can, but I think depending on the area of the person that's hurt and where they're hurt at, like it could. That's where it could have a more lasting or damaging effect. Like if they're hurt in a certain area, like I don't know. Hypothetically speaking, like if they're still dealing with like I don't know, someone like touched them when they were younger, like I think different. Bro, I can't like. I think different people are gonna be able to handle that differently. So I think who the person's with that's quote unquote not fully healed matters a lot. And I think it also matters if they're if they're both not fully healed, which you probably aren't, but if they're both not fully healed, then the areas you guys are not fully healed in matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. When I met,
Definitely.
go ahead. You go ahead. You've been waiting.
I feel like what happens, like what you said, when two people meet who aren't fully healed, it's just not going to be good. Because, like, you have someone responding off of their past hurt, and then another person responding off of their past hurt, and then you hurt me because you did this, and then you hurt me because you do this, and so they're just mad clashing the whole time. That's where you get toxic relationships from.
Yeah.
And I feel like to answer the question, yes, you can be in a healthy relationship if you're not fully healed. For the person who is healed and is like okay, that would I don't know where I was really, if I'm being honest. I feel
He
like I
told
was
me
okay.
he was like, I understand it's okay. I'm patient with you because I had come out of like a
Yeah, I was like,
long
why?
relationship.
I still am. Like, if you want to be with someone, you just have to like really mentally prepare yourself to like take. Because no, you have to have a good level of patience because you will want to leave. You won't want to deal with
Bro,
it.
just stop while you're here, right? Go live, bro. Bro.
So can I ask, how do you know how if I'm not mistaken, and forgive me if like
No, go ahead.
if I don't if I'm not mistaken, you you and Andy first tried to be together and you seen that she wasn't healed and she took space to herself and you let her have her space.
No, what happened was she was still with her boyfriend at the time. So I
Whoa,
didn't,
wait.
I didn't talk to her.
Wait.
When I first texted her,
I
she
felt
was still
that
with
though,
her
and I
boyfriend.
feel you,
So I
bro.
didn't know.
No. I'm
Not
saying
you.
y'all went on a first date.
Oh, no, because I was broken. I was single.
Right, I remember you telling
Yeah.
us. So and then you took your time. So
Yeah,
okay.
we're gonna take our time.
So can I ask how did you know it was time when she came back and was like, I'm good? Like,
She never was really like, I'm good. I was
It
just
was
like,
different.
You were just there, like she was working on herself. You were kind of there to pick up the
I was
pieces.
there. I was like,
Like there were times where I
feel
would
like
react like off a situation.
Yeah. Like, this is what
And I would react to him as if he was my ex, and he was just like, "Calm down, like it's not that,
yeah,
you know."
like, she
And it
pissed
took.
me off this one time. I was on my way home and I don't even remember what happened.
He
I
almost
was
hit
just
somebody,
hot.
and I was like, "See, that's what happens when you're on your phone driving." He's like, "You're not gonna ask if I'm okay." You know what? I'm not gonna talk to you. I have to like my reaction. I was like, "Oh, he's so soft." But oh my god,
He is though. He is though.
Y'all foul, yo. Y'all
That's
foul.
okay. Ain't nothing wrong being salty. I'm salty too. It's cool.
Like that.
I
Yeah.
think it depends. I think if the person, everyone, unless this is your first relationship, and there are problems with that as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's a whole other thing.
Everyone
definitely.
is coming in to a relationship not fully healed. But if there is a person who is a little bit more damaged or just coming out of another relationship or whatever, I think that person has to have, number one, self-awareness, and number two, a willingness to want to change.
Yeah.
Because you can, like Andy said, she can react the way, like she can, there's things that really trigger you, like give you PTSD. Like Eli could have did something that really triggered Andy, and she could have responded to him as if like
That
he
was
was her
the
ex.
ex. Yeah.
But once Eli said, like, I'm not your ex, you know what I mean? Like, this is da 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 da.
And I would have to
I
do a lot
corrected
of.
it.
I would
She
have to do a
corrected
lot
it.
of like. Sorry to cut you off.
Reassuring.
Yeah, I'd have to be like, this is a safe space. It's okay. Like,
Reassurance is so important.
Yeah.
It's so important. And to add on to what you said, don't heal because your focus is the prize, this person. Heal for you. Like, don't do it just because you want to be for somebody. It has to be for you. So if it's not for you, then what's the point?
I think the problem with not healing for yourself is that
Become codependent.
not only that, but you also have a different perspective of the goal.
Yeah.
And so you'll think you're healed before you're actually healed because your goal is not actually to be
person.
healed, but it's the relationship.
That's so good. That's so good. You
I
just
like that a lot.
that's so good. You just
And
ate.
this is definitely gonna be on the sermon one day.
Oh
let's
my
just act like
god,
we're
you
not
just
gonna hear
ate
it.
that.
But
You ate with that one.
yeah, when I say the next part, just act like you never heard it again when I preach it. But
Wait,
You ready to put it in your notes?
No.
bye.
You annoying.
go ahead.
But what I've learned was, I'm not gonna go too deep on it right now. But what I've learned was that the biggest factor in accuracy is not always control, but speed. And so a lot of times when we're trying to speed up the process, we innately delay the accuracy of the goal of that process. And so I think a lot of times we'll rush that. What happens is when you don't heal for yourself, you end up delaying the accuracy of the target goal. And so now you actually move the goal because you've been trying to rush the goal. You've moved the goal closer towards you instead of patiently saying, okay, I can't heal. I can't ask this person to heal me. I have to be focused on God healing me. And I think a lot of times when people are in that situation, they're more focused on the person they're healing for instead of the one that can heal them. And so, okay. But yeah, I think that ends up being the big problem.
That was nice, man. I like that.
Sorry, I'm in my notes. That's out.
You only cuss
I hope
like
y'all.
that.
That was good. We could have ended it right there. That's good. That. But that was really. I love what you said. The main, if you're here, if you're, oh my God, what
Just
did you
repeat it because I
say?
think I zoned out.
No.
Y'all
He
was
said,
all like,
no.
I was
He
like,
said,
what did he say?
no. He was like, it's when you're healing, and you but you like someone, and it's like your goal is it's your goal when your goal is more so focused on trying to get with them instead of healing, like that's your drive, like that's when it becomes bad. And then you said something about being codependent too, like
That's big
they
too.
both y'all answers tied together. That was good. That was
Codependency is like is a whole other thing.
Codependency
Man.
is so dangerous, bro. Because you will end up like you'll end up idolizing
That's
the
actually
person.
really
Dude,
good.
that's
That's
good.
actually
You
really
got
good.
them right here and God right here.
bro. And
God will
then
kill them.
they gotta kill me
I don't like y'all. I don't want to have this conversation no more.
because
It's too
that's
good,
dangerous, yo.
It very much is, and I think that's a whole other thing. Like idolizing the person instead of God, man. And I think that actually comes from it's like a stem of not being so healed in a certain area, is that you end up idolizing relationships and a person instead of God. And it could be from a person who's thorough in their Christian faith, and it can be from a newcomer too. But specifically from like newcomers, if you're healing in a certain area, a relationship will be tough because, like Eli said, you'll idolize that person instead of idolizing the actual relationship you need, which is with God. So,
No, I have something I want to talk about, but it would steer into something completely different. Don't nobody answer nothing on this. LeJay said something about people going into relationships. And I was thinking, and I was like, bro, I feel like parents need to teach their kids like more about relationships, because what happens is her like relationship that she got hurt from, it was both of their first relationships. And so what happens when
Not his.
It wasn't his?
No.
Oh, he's just different then. But what happens a lot of times with guys, they won't know what to do within a first relationship. Like the dad won't teach them how to treat a woman, or even on the other side of the spectrum, the woman don't teach.
I think my dad taught me how to.
You did?
Yeah, I mean.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying some parents don't teach their kids how to treat the opposite
Oh,
gender
so you
within
use
a
me as an
relationship.
example.
No,
yo, that's crazy. Word.
no. I was more so using the other guy, him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dang
But-
shade.
yeah.
You want to drop
That was his
names?
first radio, though, so-
Huh?
You want to drop names, Eli?
He's probably dead or something.
Oh my God!
Yo, Andy is
His own brother didn't post him for
crazy,
his
yo.
birthday for 2 years straight, so I'm good.
You said what?
Sorry.
You said
in the
what?
army. He was in Poland. That's the last time we heard it.
He's in the army.
Oh,
Andy's yo.
Bro, people in the army, I heard that they're like,
We're sidetracking, guys.
oh yeah, real bad.
Bro, you can end it, bro.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, go ahead. Say what you gonna say. Say what you gotta say. I'm gonna do an outro because this episode got deep, and I promise y'all, you wanna say what you gonna say?
Yeah. So when I was gonna say, so like when I feel like parents, and not even just parents, like if we have like younger people, like people like Jerry, people like my sisters, like we just have to teach them like this is how you're supposed to operate in a relationship. This is what you're supposed to do. This, and this, so that people don't end up getting hurt and hurting other people. Because
I can tell you the number one
what's up?
problem in relationships, not just romantic, platonic, it's just the lack of effective communication.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
not
Like that's
even-
that's just really
That's
what it
that's
is.
literally the prerequisite to every relationship.
Like if
It's
you look at like I was just talking about this. Like you see movies, it's like even in life, like the biggest conflict comes from miscommunication. Instead, like something will happen. Instead of people just putting their pride aside and just having a hard or difficult conversation, they go with their thoughts, and your thoughts are a dangerous thing.
Very much so.
When you go with your thoughts, you can go. It can literally lead you anywhere. Like assumptions can be made, and even the assumptions, even if they make the most sense in the world, it could be completely different than what the reality is. Like there are a bunch of truths. There's your truth, there's their truth, and then there's like the actual truth of what happened.
Yes.
that's good. I like that.
So although people may be like there's different people who are in like long-term relationships. They can tell you, oh, just love them, just just cook for them, and always make sure you're there. But if you guys aren't having effective communication, that's where a lot of relationships like end, because no one's talking about what's really going on.
What really
someone pisses you off, like, I'm fine, I'm not fine.
Yeah.
You sweep it under the rug, and eventually it builds up like little that's when the little things start happening. That's when like the toxicity comes in, because you don't tell. And then learning, not just communicating effectively, learning how to talk to people as well, because I can express to you that I'm angry, but if I'm saying you're pissing me off,
articulation and expression,
it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. I'm so big on that, bro.
No, because it's true. Like once you put it aside that. And like again, I'm still trying to learn how to communicate, even with friends, like with like my parents, like everybody. Like once you learn, like, hey, it hurt my feelings when you did this. You become like the anger really goes away once you hear. Like sometimes you can't communicate and people be coming at you with the stupidest answers, but sometimes you just have to take that and you have to go with that. Like this is their answer. Okay, and you have to make decisions from there. But if people just communicated a little bit more, had some more understanding, give people the room for grace, a lot of relationships would work out.
People don't be wanting to understand too. That's another thing. They be stuck in their own thoughts and what they think is right.
And communication isn't just talking; it's listening too.
Yeah. And that's what that's what the biggest thing I learned, bro. My bad. You was. I think that's the biggest thing I learned, though. Two things actually, but I think that's the biggest thing I learned was that communication, and I used to tell Kai this all the time, but communication, understanding, and adaptability is everything, because you can communicate effectively, but you have to have the mindset and be willing to change, because people change, and also you can't be so stuck in your ways. Like, hey, okay, I'm not saying like yell at your partner, but I'm saying like stuff like if your partner communicates this way, be willing to change how you always have to receive your communication.
So good.
Yeah.
You can't be so stuck in, this is how I need this. You have to understand your partner and be willing to change your expectations of how communication is for you to be like effective in that communication. So I think change is as important as communication. And last thing, we were in Bible study a few weeks ago, and I think they said something really, really good actually that really, really like was like wow. And it kind of leads back to the other conversation, but he said you can't be someone's lover and their deliverer.
He
And
did
I was
say that. That was so
man,
good.
That's actually really, really good.
He did say that, and everybody looked at me. Everybody looked at me. They all looked at me. Oh, Andy, sleep. You caught it?
Oh, speaking sign language to the audience.
I seen E.
No, you heard what they said? You heard what he said?
No.
He said he was talking about how Nance was like in Bible study last week. Pastor Nance. Oh God, forgive me. 2 weeks ago, he was like, you can't be somebody's lover and deliverer.
I think I was there.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, you were.
I got it in my notes.
Oh yeah, because Pastor Shelley and Pastor Antoine say a lot of times people fall in love with their assignment.
And that's what I said when I went there
that's what he
too.
said.
Like, yeah.
That's exactly what he said.
He said that word for word.
We gotta end it here.
I'm about to say,
What's
your question? Oh my God, what's your question? Because I'm sorry, this is getting good. I'm sorry.
All right, real quick. I saw a video and it was
Big
like
gulp. That's so loud.
people, and the guy was like, people be all like, we can have the rough and tough conversations later when we're married, and we want to just have fun and stuff like that. Now, while we're in a boyfriend,
That is the opposite of what's
Wait
a minute.
I've
Wait,
ever heard in my
wait,
entire
what?
life.
That literally
He
is.
was saying people be wanting to have fun and stuff in this stage when your boyfriend and girlfriend not married, and he was like, no, the boyfriend and girlfriend stage of like basically dating is to have the rough and tough conversations so that when you're married. Wait, what did you think I said?
I thought you said like he was saying that relationship stage, like boyfriend and girlfriend, is where you just have fun. And
That's
then
what no.
married.
That's he's saying that's what people be doing. They want to have fun and do cute like cute stuff here, When here is where you're supposed to work through the mud and try to get to a place of understanding, so y'all are okay when you become
When it's
ready.
that time.
What was the question?
I just wanted to know what y'all thought about that.
Not you.
Okay, yeah.
That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. I wasn't gonna really ask. I just wrote it down. I was
Yeah,
So,
that's
what do
dumb,
we
bro.
think about the boyfriend and girlfriend stage being for fun, and then
Absolutely.
when we
versus
get
it
married?
being for like versus it actually. I feel like it's for like rough, uncomfortable conversations that need to be had before you decide this is going to be my life partner.
I don't think it was ever stopped, but still, like I think.
Yeah,
there-
absolutely. I feel
Absolutely.
like as we keep growing, we're gonna have different understandings. We're gonna
You
grow to
change.
believe different things, and so we're gonna have new conversations.
And that's
But-
that's one thing Amari just said we changed. That's one thing Amari kind of told me a while ago. 3 things that come with a relationship is communicating, being able to understand when you're communicating, and being able to adapt to change. And then adapting to change in relationships is big. So because you're not always you and Andy at 19 and 22 aren't gonna be you and Andy at 30 and 28.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a completely different thing. So it's like,
yeah.
yo, all right, you old champion. But nah, we're gonna end it here. This got good. I promise y'all. We're gonna keep this one going. I'm sure Amari has a lot of questions.
It's like no.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying.
I was scared. But nah, we're gonna keep this topic going. This was really good. It got good to us. We was all kind of on our phones taking little notes. So if you see that, that's what we was doing, taking little notes and stuff. But again, don't forget to like,
Shut up.
share.
I'm sorry.
He has.
I was talking to
He has Tourette's, y'all.
I ain't like that's.
Like no, like God
Did
forgive
you
me. No.
see him? He was like,
I didn't see that. No, you crazy. All right. Nah, but for real, like, share, subscribe, comment, share it, all of that good stuff.
Show it to your-
Follow our
show it to your
social-
grandma's
to your grandma, to your grandmother, all that. Show it to your
be
pastor.
the older people
all
that
of
like
that.
it the most because
We
they can just
thank
listen
our
to get the best attention span.
we thank our first live audience member Jerry, our cameraman. He was helping us out, all that good stuff. And yeah, we're gonna get back to y'all on the next episode of the Process Podcast. Peace.
And remember, it's just a process.
It's just a
Yeah, it's just a
process.
process.